What's up, Romy? My name's Erin, and I love everything that has to do with being outside. I oversee an outdoor rec program at a university, so I teach students everything about adventure education, paddling, hiking, climbing, and I love to do all of that on my free time as well. Great Smoky Mountains National Park is America's most visited national park and is located in Tennessee. It's a beautiful area to hike and camp and is really well known for its black bears. An iconic spot in the Great Smoky Mountains is Clingman's Dome, and it's the highest point in the Smoky Mountains, highest point in Tennessee, third highest mountain east of the Mississippi, and the tallest part of the Appalachian Trail. If you are headed to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park for day hiking, I would recommend the Rainbow Falls Trail. But if you're looking for an overnight trip, I am going to talk a little bit about the Appalachian Trail that goes through the park. The Appalachian Trail is a hiking trail in the United States extending about 2,200 miles between Georgia and Maine, and 72 of those miles travels through the Great Smoky Mountains. To complete this portion of the Appalachian Trail, it takes about 7 days and can be very challenging. Now, you also need a permit to stay in any of the shelters on this trail in the Smoky Mountains. So, there are a variety of different shelters that you can choose. A max group size is 8, and it is slim picking sometimes. So, planning ahead to go to this trip is really important. To do the full portion of the AT in the Great Smoky Mountains, you'll want to do Fontana Dam to Davenport Gap or Davenport Gap to Fontana Dam. Now, when I went, I started at Fontana Dam, which is about 1,800 feet in elevation. And we took us 3 days to head to Clingman's Dome, which was 6,643 feet in elevation. And boy, were those long days. I backpacked this portion in the middle of summer, but it rained the entire time. So we missed out on a lot of the pretty vistas, but it was still memorable. We ran into a ridge runner who double checked that we have a permit. We saw bears, we ran into boars, and we met some really incredible people along the way. One of our friends suffered an injury on the trail and had to hike out. So, luckily enough, the first shelter we were staying in had a side trail down to Cades Cove campground. So he was able to hike out and stay in the Cades Cove campground while we continued our hike on the Appalachian Trail. However, um, he accidentally left his phone in the shelter, so we had no way of getting hold of him. Fortunately, the rangers and the staff at Cades Cove were awesome, and they were able to track him down, and we finally were able to get a hold of him and figure things out. So the staff there is wonderful. Now, if you hike out at Klingman's Dome, you have Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge to go find a cool cabin and hang out and relax after a challenging trip. Or if you keep hiking down to Davenport Gap, you can always go to the town of the Hot Springs for a nice soak after your hike. And it's a great way to recharge. So, this AT portion only goes over one road the entire 72 miles. So, that's always something you want to remember any sort of evacuation or exits. If you like the wilderness private aspect of backpacking, Clingman's Dome is not going to be your friend. There are tons of people. It is the most visited park and area of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. So I would keep moving along if you are someone who prefers the privacy, or sometimes it's a little jarring to be around so many people after being with yourself or just your friends for so long. So something to take into consideration. No matter where you exit, you'll want to hire a shuttle service to take you back to your vehicle. Or what we did was we parked our car at the exit and we had the shuttle service take us to the entrance. That way we weren't rushing to meet a time and we could take our time in case something happened. As always, practice leave no trace, and thanks for listening.